Hey guys, this is gonna be my WalkAway video. Um, I know I made a post about my WalkAway, but I want to do a video because I feel like videos and speaking it out openly seems more authentic to me. Usually talking out seems authentic rather than just, words on a screen. So, my journey has sort of been, it's been over time, and it's been something that I've had to, discover as I go. So I'm from Tennessee. I moved to California, moved to Los Angeles about 2 years ago. The reason for moving to Los Angeles is I wanted to pursue modeling, and I wanted to, sort of, live my life and figure out what direction I want to go. In the past, while I was in Tennessee, I also went to art school. I actually went to a community college first. I dropped out, and then I went to an art school and I dropped out. So I don't have a degree or anything. I moved out here to pursue modeling and just to get my life started. But as far as politics goes, I got interested into politics, around when I was in, probably about middle school, going into high school is when I started to become more aware of it. And, I started to sort of do my research gradually into, what I see fits me, what kind of values fit me. And at the same time, I was going through issues with my sexuality. I'd been going through it for years at that same time. And so, as I was discovering, because originally, I came out as being gay, and then this year, I came out as being bisexual. But throughout those times when I was in, living with my parents in Tennessee, I'd struggled with my sexuality. And so, I remember seeing a lot of things about, gay marriage and things getting passed and things in that nature. And, the Democratic Party seemed to be the one that was making those moves. And so, as, it's been said by many people who are gay or, bisexual or whatever, they always usually gravitate towards, the Democratic Party because we assume that they are the party that's going to help us, or they are the party that's going to, advance things. And as like the election was, the 2016 election, that was an awakening for me. I go back to some of the Brandon Straka, some of his story aligns with mine in some ways, because during the election, it was devastating to me too. Because as we were leading up to the 2016 election, there was a fear of rights being taken away, everything's being rolled back, this and that. And so, it hit me. Of course, I was crying that night. It upset me, and I was nervous and scared as to what the future would hold. And because it scared me a lot, because I genuinely love my country. I do. I've always been patriotic. I was patriotic growing up. That's something that's been instilled into me from my family. We value our country, and that's one thing that I value a lot, coming from a more conservative background and then coming into a liberal place. I've become, I value those things more when I don't see respect from people in this liberal environment. I respect the values that my parents gave me, the conservative values, and then start to become more aware of how I feel. Because I've always, I've always been somebody that's likes to help out people. I've always been somebody who's I feel like I'm very caring towards other people. And so I want to get back to what I was saying. But the election, it upset me in a lot of ways because of what we were told as far as the media is concerned. We were told that everything was going to roll back. There was this fear. And as these past 3 years have gone on since Donald Trump has been president, I've noticed, I've sort of become a little bit more aware of what is going on and what we are being told. And I've noticed that a lot of it, is from the fear. The media and the news surrounding everything is trying to bring fear. They want us to be fearful of what is going on. And so that is why there's so many problems, because people feed into that fear. They're afraid to ask questions. And, I started to become, I know it sounds funny, but started to become self-aware of what is going on. Because a lot of times, I feel like I started to notice it more. I noticed it more and more as I, kind of went in and did research. I noticed, it's like you have a brand new pair of eyes, and you see things differently once you research and once you find out what's going on. And so after I realized that the media it is true what Donald Trump said, that the media is fake. It's fake news. And it, at the time when you hear it, it's like, well, he's trying to say the media is not a good thing, but that's not what he's saying. And so, I became aware that he is right, and he's telling the truth. The truth is there. But a lot of people, and this is one thing that hurt me, is I like to ask questions. That is one thing about me, is I do like to ask questions, and I like to know what is going on. And, once you ask questions, it seems like you can get attacked, for having a different opinion and a different view. But one thing that really solidified everything, that really locked me into place, was when I had made a post about supporting Donald Trump. It was not a post for attention. It was just to show my support, because I was doing my research, and I found out, a lot of the things I was being told were not correct. They were not correct at all. And once I pushed that out into the world, chaos ensued. And I found out a lot of darkness that comes from people, and a lot of the hate, I would say, that comes from people. And, after all this, I registered as a Republican. That was, I would never have thought that I would change to the Republican Party, like many have said. But as I start to research, and as I've started to find out all of these things, I realized that the Republican Party aligns with my values and my beliefs as to how we should care for our country, how we should care for our veterans, how we should care for our people. I became to realize that that is what I'm aligned with, that is my alignment. And regardless of my sexuality or, who I am, that does not define that. My values are my values, And nobody can tell me how I'm supposed to believe. Nobody can tell me who I'm supposed to be. And just because I am bisexual or gay or whatever, that I have to align with this one party, I have my own beliefs and values, what I think is best. And, you know, it has really reassured me, and it has made me feel better as a person to be able to say, you know, it's almost like coming out again. But it shouldn't be that way. We should be able to just speak how we feel without having fear. And so, you know, that's sort of, you know, that's just, it shouldn't be like this. We shouldn't have to do this, but it is important that we share these views so that the world knows and that the country knows, you know. And I'm happy that there's this WalkAway campaign, this WalkAway movement, because it has helped me in this journey. And once I found it out, it became this, I started watching all of the videos, and it became this peaceful look at, you know, other people's experiences and journeys. And so it encouraged me to speak how I feel. So I thank you guys all for who share your videos, because it really has helped me in my self-discovery. You know, I'm 24 right now, and, you know, I'm still growing in life. And so I'm just so happy that I've found this place, you know, and just this movement, I guess I should say, and, you know, that I'm able to say, you know, that I'm bisexual and I'm, you know, a Republican, conservative, whatever. So I just thank you guys for listening to this, for watching this, and I'm hoping that, you know, I can be a voice in this movement as well, and to help, you know, to be able to volunteer to do something more, rather than just, you know, having, you know, typing something on a screen or seeing something on a screen. I'd rather be able to do it more in person, and I hope that I'll be able to, you know, really take action out in our country. But anyways, thank you for watching this, and this was my WalkAway story.